I don't got 10.
How much you got?
I got $3.
Okay.
So what am I gonna get?
You gotta get a blowjob.
For the 3?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, so glad to have you back. Good morning, good evening, good night. This has been an incredible episode of Full Blown Pod. Thanks for having us. Ladies, my guest, and this is for the ladies only, my guest this evening, this gentleman is someone unlike most people I know. He is adorned with many jewels. He has traveled to many different lands. He has been many different things. He's seen many different scenes. Ladies, gentlemen, children of all ages, above the age of 18, JAPHY. JAPHY, have you ever gotten a $3 blowjob?
Not yet. I've gotten a number of free blowjobs, but $3 nonetheless seems like a steal.
Hey, free dollar better than $3, my man.
Gotta agree.
I like that. This is a pretty insane video. You got to be in kind of a bad place to give a $3 blowjob.
Really? I mean, she had to kind of be feeling the dude, to be honest.
Oh, wow.
She had to fuck with his energy.
You felt like there was a connection.
You know, I feel like if that was some like Louis C.K. looking guy, like she would have just said like high five for $3. You know, like
wow, a $3 high five. You see, like when that variable changes, it becomes a much more expensive endeavor.
That's true. A $3 is an expensive high five.
A $3 high five, you got a tiger claw. Like our fingers need to interlock for $3.
If it's $3, yeah, that's
$3 won't get you far, but it apparently was going to be enough for that lady.
In that case, it got that guy pretty far.
Have you in your travels? Well, let's talk about that. You've spent a lot of time on the road. Tell me about your time on the road.
Yeah, I did a stint. My third year of college, I made the decision to not proceed and save myself from student loan debt for the next however long it takes to pay off student loan debt. And I decided instead of that, I would just be homeless and hitchhike around the United States and kind of try to glean whatever perspective I could from that experience. So I spent from when I was like 20, I was just about to turn 21 when I left school, and from there till probably like at 23 I became more stationary. So between like 21 and 23, about 2 years.
I'm sure you saw a lot of pretty insane shit.
You know, not as much as people expect, or at least not that immediately comes to mind. Like for the most part, just like pretty cool, pretty standard, like just normal kind of experiences and stuff, but just from a very abnormal perspective.
Where did you start? And did you start by hitchhiking, or you went somewhere with friends? How did that evolve?
I started so I dropped out of school in Jacksonville, Florida, and then a good friend of mine who had just graduated and was like pretty much the only other person like crazy enough to want to do that, to hitchhike with me. He and I met up. I rode up with my mom to my parents' like horse farm in Tennessee. They have like a little property there. They don't actually have horses, but they have the capacity to have horses. And so I went up there and was like staying there for a little bit and helping out my parents with their garden and stuff. And then my friend came up and linked up with us from there. And from there, we started technically hitchhiking, but in actuality, we just met a couple of girls in a outdoor like store, and they gave us a ride to Asheville, North Carolina, where we had work trade jobs at a primitive skills gathering.
Is that like a medieval times thing?
Sorta, yeah. It's kind of like a music festival, but instead of like concerts, it's like workshops of like blacksmithing and like leather tanning and stuff like that. The only like similarity is the drugs. There's also a lot of drugs at the Earth Skill gatherings.
I can imagine that. What kind of people, like, what does a person that frequents those events, what would you call them? Like a medievalist?
No, it's not really medievalist. It's like its own interesting little subculture of like really heady, like kind of on like not quite crust punk, but like similar. Like at first glance, you would say like, oh, this is a bunch of crust punks. Like, but then you look a little closer, and it's like crust punks who made all of their own clothing by hand from like natural things that they actually found in the woods, like be it like animal hides or like naturally like hand woven fibers. Like it's this whole like really inspiring, honestly, like community of like humans, like borderline wild humans, you know, like
Feral.
feral.
Not a lot of deodorant.
Not none, absolutely no deodorant. Maybe some patchouli if you're lucky.
Not a
but
lot of condoms either, I bet.
Probably, probably zero condoms is safe to say.
Hey,
A lot of pregnancy in the Earth Skills community.
wow. Is a lot of pregnancies plaguing the Earth Skills community?
Yeah, but honestly, like super cool scene though. Like you go and like there's like a bunch of like these young like kind of crust punk kids who like all kind of hitchhike and stuff. That's why we started there in Asheville at this like Earth Skills gathering, because we figured like we don't know anything about hitchhiking. This will probably be a good like place to kind of learn the ropes, maybe meet some people who like can point us in the right direction.
And while you're there, you get a job.
And while we're there, yeah, so it was like a work trade thing. So like we helped like set up, like build the canopies and tents and stuff for the weekend, and in exchange, you know, we get to attend the event, and also, you know, they provide like 2 meals a day to all the work traders. And so that was like a good place to start. We had literally no money, so we were like, let's go work trade this thing, like pick up some skills. And it was super cool because while we were there, we like learned some stuff. And I had already, like, while I was in college, I had been kind of like going to different Earth Skill gatherings. I had like stumbled into this scene while I was in school, and that was kind of like part of what had been encouraging me and pushing me in that direction to like drop out and do that. And so I had like some people there that I like already knew and stuff. And while we were there, we kind of like got plugged with the person who organized the whole gathering, and they invited us to their like homestead afterwards for the next 2 weeks to help build a timber frame tiny house. And so we lived on their land for like the next 2 weeks after the gathering, like literally with like pioneer era hand tools, building this like timber frame tiny house.
A coonskin cap and like an axe and a
Dude.
couple chisels and
no shoes.
and good weed.
Great weed. Actually, probably shitty weed. I'm lying. But whatever. We were grateful for the weed that we had.
And so at some point you left there and made your way back to civilization.
yeah, like a couple years later. It took a while. So we left there. I mean, yeah, technically I was in civilization.
But when you're hitchhiking, did you ever get into the car of someone you didn't know
Yeah.
completely?
Yeah,
Off the
totally.
highway.
I did. Yeah, several times.
And what kind of person picks up a guy that looks like you?
Dude, generally really nice, awesome people. Like that's the thing I get most often when like I bring up that like, oh yeah, I hitchhiked for a couple years. People are like, oh my God, was it scary? Like, did you have any like serial killer like incidents? And like the honest answer is like, no, like never once. Like
David Cho talks about when he hitchhiked for a long time when he was young, this phenomena where towards the end of the ride, the person kind of knows they're never going to see you again. And in this very odd human phenomena, they admit something they feel guilty for to you as a way of like cleansing themselves. And so he talks about like people admitted to murdering people and, you know, like raping their family or being so like all this crazy shit. Did that anything like that ever happen to you?
first of all, no, I know for a fact that he definitely like hitchhiked more than I did.
Okay.
For a longer period of time and more countries and stuff. So like, but no, I mean, people definitely, I have had that experience, not to that extent, like no one had like confessed to a murder to me or anything like that, or even like a serious crime. But I did notice like traveling in general, and not necessarily just like on rides, but like, you know, like people I would meet in whatever like town or city I was in, like definitely people opened up to me a lot faster than in like regular life. Just like and same with me, like I opened up to people a lot more quickly too. I was just like a very open, like kind of fluid person at the time, just because I knew I kind of had that mentality that this is very temporary. I'm going to be moving along very soon, you know, and so it doesn't really matter.
The idea of it's like that connection that you have with people where like secrets become a little, the boundaries on a secret breaks because you realize like we're all just sharing like a human experience. Maybe this person will understand. And you're sharing like a very special kind of human experience. It's not like someone at your job meeting someone at work where everybody has a job. Everyone's going to, you met these people living like this very like alternative lifestyle.
Yeah, true. And like the weird phenomenon of while you're traveling too, like it was like a really liberating experience for me, and found me like really just totally being open and letting go like a lot of bullshit that I had held on to for a long time, like lies that I had been telling people and myself for years. I was like shedding all of that too, because I was kind of because of the temperance of like every scenario and all the people that were around me and stuff.
Temperance, great word.
Yeah, it is $10 word. Because of that, like, I just felt like I was never like you know, like when you're in like your hometown or whatever, and it's like you're always around the same people who have known you for like a lot of your life, and like things like that, and kind of people hold on to their perceptions of you, or like kind of hold your past against you and things like that, and like people are like free to do that, and you kind of feel almost like held down by people's perceptions of you who've just like known you too long.
I'm glad that you bring up the idea of like who you are in the social structure of like the community that you're from versus like this new community. I actually have a video that I think kind of speaks very interestingly to that idea. Tell me what you think about this.
I will give you 36 seconds of the secrets that your school friends never told you in elementary school, in middle school, in high school, and in college. So, if you were born in the 90s or the 2000s or even the 2010s, let me tell you a secret. If people are literally laughing at you or leaving you out, the problem lies on you, idiot. You.
That was a plot twist.
I mean, he brings up a really good point that you know, we're so conditioned to think that we're right, and he's like, hey man, maybe you're the idiot in your group. If you don't have a friend that's dumb, you might be the dumb friend.
True. I've heard like multiple like sayings to that effect, that it's like if you don't have like an idiot in your friend group, you're the idiot.
Did you learn anything? Did anyone impart any grand wisdom on you when you were hitchhiking in the cars of people you'd never met, traveling across the country, no job, probably no savings? Did anyone impart any wisdom that stayed with you?
Yeah, this might be too heady to get into, but there was one instance that sticks out to me that like immediately came to mind when you said that, and I don't even think it would make any sense to anyone, but there was one dude that I randomly met, this girl that I had met in Pacific Beach, who was also like hitchhiking. Well, at the time I met her, she was like on a school bus with some people, but then we met, hit it off, yada yada, ended up just like hitchhiking together for a while. And we were like in San Diego, went up to like the roof of this parking garage to just like watch the sunset and smoke some weed, and ended up randomly like on the roof of this parking garage there was just like another guy that was like just chilling, and
That's not weird at all.
Dude, it was so weird. And she like kind of went off and was like playing her guitar or some stuff, and like left me like with this dude, and I don't even think we had smoked weed yet, but I started talking to this dude, and like within a few seconds of the conversation, and he was like, mind you, like a middle-aged, like very like normal fucking looking guy, looked like he could be an accountant or something. And we start talking, and a few seconds in, I start to feel like almost like a psychedelic experience. And he started saying words that were like only made sense in the context of how I was feeling emotionally at that moment. And it was so weird, and because he was speaking kind of vaguely, but to me, you know how like if you're ever like tripping like on mushrooms or something, and like someone, you could be, whether you're having a conversation with someone or watching a show or a video or something, and like the words are like kind of hitting you in like a total different context than
Yeah, they get a little juicy.
you like connect like concepts together in like a different way.
Yeah, your brain does all the connecting that you couldn't do in like a normal capacity.
Yeah.
Where everything feels like it, like you said, like everything is connected to each other, and you can't really explain it, but it's undoubtedly connected.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I was having like a psychedelic experience like that, talking with this guy. And I remember like the gist of the conversation was like, he was like, I can tell that you're like a very light being. You're a very positive person. And he was like, just be careful in your life of polarities. He's like, if you spend all of your time trying to be this light being and ignoring the balance that's inherent in the universe, your polarity could flip at some point. And that stuck with me. He was like, you could go from light to dark real fast if you're not careful of like acknowledging the yin and yang of the universe. Like,
And that man was Charles Manson.
and that man was a cult leader named Charles Manson. But it really stuck with me forever, because I remember there was like within our lifetime there was like something happened where like the polarity of the earth like switched. Like I remember learning something about that, and so like I don't know, I connected those dots, and I was like, wow, I guess that like can happen, that like polarities can just like reverse on your ass, and like if you spend all your time trying to be this super positive like light being and don't acknowledge that everything in the world is equal parts light and dark, like you could get fucked up potentially eventually.
Yeah, I think that like you see these people online that are like just 100% positive, and like even it just feels like bullshit. And I'm not saying that you have to like portray, you know, I don't want to hear about all of the terrible shit that happens to you on a day-to-day basis, but like I think honoring the idea that life is kind of up and down, ebb and flow, good things happen, bad things happen.
And that everyone's a little bit shitty.
Yes.
You know, that's an important thing to know too. Like everyone's kind of sucks, like in some way or another. Like
It's true,
you
man.
know, there's like all these like you can think of anyone who you think is perfect. Like Gandhi. Like apparently like there's some weird shit about Gandhi. Like
Yeah, I mean, besides being super skinny, he was really weird.
yeah, there's like he like slept in bed with like children, and like there's some like weird stories about him, and it's like I don't doubt it.
And he didn't write one hit song.
Not even a single one. Neither did Mother Teresa, for that fact.
You're right.
I don't think.
I was kind of trying to go back in the log.
I don't think she had any hits.
I mean, maybe some kind of lower level underground stuff, but yeah, nothing that I remember. Nothing
Yeah.
on a McDonald's commercial.
I don't think she made it past SoundCloud. But yeah, like I just believe that inherently, like every person is like
A little bit shitty.
Everyone's a
little
little
bit
bit
crazy.
shitty. But it only becomes dangerous if it's not acknowledged. Like if a person thinks they aren't shitty, or thinks that their shittiness is justified, then it's kind of dangerous.
Okay, tell me about this guy. What's your read on a guy like this?
Hey, what's up, bro? Like I was telling y'all though, everybody, y'all could pay me like a couple money. Hey, you know my swag. You already know, man. Shout out to PBL. Woo, swag. Everybody knows that I look like a girl.
Addressing it. I feel like he's really just kind of owning. He thinks he looks like a girl. He says everybody thinks he looks like a girl. I think that might be a stretch, but I feel like that's a stretch in the right direction.
I don't think at one point in that video I thought he looked like a girl. But interesting guy.
Yeah, probably shitty. You don't get that many tattoos you don't fill your entire face with tattoos unless maybe just you got there's something going on under the surface.
It's possible. It's possible that something is indeed going on under the surface of all those tattoos on his face.
and also might have made a hit. This guy might have written something really good, and we don't know.
Dude might have hits, and maybe that's why he tattooed his face. He's like, fuck it, I'm never gonna need a job. Like,
And maybe he was starting off one of his hits right there.
that could have been it.
Yeah. Everybody knows that I look like a girl.
I don't know. In any case, interesting dude. Shout out to Jose Barrios.
Wouldn't peg that guy for a dude named Jose, but that's on me.
I wouldn't put it past him. Yeah,
That's on me, dude.
Yeah.
Tell me, when you were traveling, what was your favorite place to go?
I never really had a destination the whole time, and usually just kind of like went with the flow
You hippie fuck.
of whatever was available, you know? Like, yeah, I wasn't picky about it. I was just like, I'm out here, and wherever I can get a ride to, I'll go there.
You kind of made the earth your turf.
Yeah, you can say that. The one place that I almost got stuck was Ocean Beach in San Diego.
There's a good skate park out there.
Great skate park out there. Met a lot of cool, really sick skaters while I was there.
Probably a lot of hot chicks out there.
Dude, so many hot chicks. I'll just say, all in all, it's a great place to be homeless. Like, if you're ever homeless, like, just make your way to Ocean Beach, San Diego.
Tell me what you think about a guy like this, like, kind of makes the earth his turf.
Oh my God, what?
Oh, is he pooping?
Oh
No,
my
he's-
God.
He's bideting.
You ever feel like that?
Is he actually the king of the world?
I don't know. I've
Yeah.
never met the king of the world.
I think he has the world's most powerful bidet.
It seems like he has the world in his hands.
Yeah, I mean, that guy doesn't give a fuck. I envy that energy.
You got 200 PSI squirting up your poop chute.
I don't think I've ever been that real in my life, bro. That guy's 1,000% nonfiction.
He's probably on PCP.
It could be.
Have you ever smoked PCP?
Not that I'm aware of. Probably I have, but
I heard that somebody told me that PCP. Oh no. Crack. That have you ever done NOS?
yeah.
That the feeling on NOS when you're like kind of like disassociated, like fucking you get the want-wants.
Yeah.
That's crack the whole time.
For like an extended period.
For like 4 hours or something.
Oh, I feel like I'd get nauseous. I don't think I haven't done crack. I haven't smoked crack to date in my life, and but yeah, I feel like that would make me pretty uncomfortable. Like I only will do NOS, and I don't know if I still would, but I've only done NOS and been cool with it because it's such a temporary experience. Like
I've had some pretty fucking intense experiences on NOS. I remember one time we went to this party and a bunch of dudes, maybe dudes named Jose Barrios, gave me a balloon full of NOS, and then the party got broken up by the cops, and I was sitting down and a dude ran up and goes, "Get up." And I was like, "Okay." And I stood up and he put a gun right under my chair and he was like, "Sit down." And I was like, "Okay."
whoa.
Yeah. And the whole time I was on NOS, so I wasn't really sure if it was happening or not.
Yeah.
It was happening.
It definitely was happening.
Yeah, it was definitely
And
happening.
what did he want? Did it?
He just wanted the gun to not be on him.
Oh.
Yeah, because the cops were there.
Oh, I see. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
So, I
That
mean,
makes sense.
you know, all said and done, it was fine.
It was fine. You didn't get arrested for possession of a weapon? Or...
No. I didn't get arrested for possession of a weapon, being on NOS, hanging out with a Mexican guy, nothing.
None of that. They didn't even arrest you for hanging out with a Mexican
They
guy?
didn't. They probably could have.
Shocking. They probably would have found a way.
They usually do.
They usually find a way.
That should be the new police slogan. We'll find a way to arrest you.
Dude, it's true.
Protect and serve is no. We'll find a way.
We'll find a fucking way. Even if we don't have shit, which happened to me recently, incidentally, at Studio 101. At our studio, which, for the viewer who doesn't have any context, I have a downtown along with our mutual compadre Remy. We have a space, and also our homie Lazaro. We have a space downtown that we like rent out for people to do like pop-ups, art shows, etc. And we like a couple months ago had this pop-up there for this artist, and he had made like a plushie backpack, and he was doing a pop-up for it, and it was all cool. He had like a DJ there just playing background music. People were coming through buying stuff, And around 11:30,
The witching hour.
the witching hour, fucking a whole like squad of cops rolled through, like a sting operation, like 20 police officers, dude, like all getting paid tax dollars, came through our
Plushy
studio.
police force.
Yeah, and busted up the plushie pop-up, dude. Like, they came in there hot, like, guns drawn. There was, like, a dude in there that was, like, selling churros, and they, like, had him in handcuffs and all this shit. And I was, like, taking a piss, and my wife came and grabbed me and was like, the cops are here. You got to come talk to them. And I'm like, what? Okay. And I come out, and churro guys in handcuffs up against the wall. There's, like, more cops than, like, people even shopping. And I'm like, what is going on? And I'm like, waved down the cop who was like barking orders at everyone. I was like, yo, like, this is my space. Like, what's going on? What's the problem? And he's like, we've been watching you. Y'all been having these parties, huh? And I was like, no, like.
Is it illegal to have a party in America?
In LA, apparently, but we weren't even. And I was like,
Dude, he could take that up with Miley Cyrus.
Literally, it's just a party in the USA. But there are people who during the pandemic in downtown Los Angeles have been using their storefronts and stuff to throw illegal parties. But a legal party defined as like they actually like set up a bar and were like selling alcohol without a liquor license, you know, and having like big like music performances and stuff and just getting generally rowdy and all this and just making money that they didn't have like proper permitting and stuff for, which there is reasons for those like laws and stuff, like I get it, but that's not what we were doing. It was literally a pop-up. The DJ was there like just providing background music for people to buy plushies to. And
if the Los Angeles Police Department is listening, we want you to know one thing, and we'll let you know right after this one.
My name is Evan Papier, and I'm not a meme. I'm a singer, and I want to show you with this video right here.
Hey there, July.
Shut up. Hey, secret hike, Saturday, tomorrow, 8 a.m., Griffith Park. DM for Addy, baby. You already know the fuck. I got a great video for you. I want to see if you can relate after living in just living on your own, living in the forest, living on the road, living on the go. Have you ever experienced anything like this?
Oh no. Oh no.
did you just poop?
Oh.
He just fell right out of his leg, dude.
That's so funny.
The way that he kind of just like looks at his life and kind of reanalyzes the whole situation in that moment. Do you think that was his house?
I just love the oh no. I don't think so. I feel like if it was his house, he would have like continued inside. But he was like,
dude, I would have just taken my shirt. I have a plan for this shit all the time. I've shit myself in public before.
really?
I'll tell you about it in just a
Yeah, I need
second.
to hear that story.
But I would have a plan for it through and through. It just the moment. So I would have shit my pants. Even if this was not my house, if this was, I could be standing on the fucking the White House lawn, walking in to see Joe Biden, Donald Trump. Who gives a shit? I shit my pants. I'm taking my shirt off, number one, and I'm picking up the shit. You have to, because
That's courteous. If you would do it for your dog, you got to do it for yourself.
it's only right. It's only respectful.
can't just
And if they walk out and they see the shit all over, what are they just gonna think that Carl took that shit? My 9-pound dog took a 9-pound shit. I eat Mexican a lot, bro. I'm taking my shirt off, and then I'm just going to wrap it up in my shirt, and then I'm going to throw my shirt in the trash, the nearest trash, wherever it is. Because here's the thing. If anyone looks in the trash, that's on them, bro.
True.
That's on them. No one's ever going to bring up, hey, why is your shirt in the trash? I'm going to go, what are you looking in the trash for? And they go, well, you're not wearing a shirt, and you walked in, and it smelled weird, and so I was just kind of put two and two together, and I go, whoa, I'm sorry. Did you try to arrest my friend in a studio party? Are you the fucking police?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
You really thought this all the way through.
You got to flip it on him.
Yeah. True.
That's called manipulation, right? That's step number one. That's one of the 48 laws of power. Might be the 49th.
Yikes. So I ask you, what do you do? Like, that's assuming that you're wearing shorts and that the poop just falls out cleanly like this gentleman.
Yeah, if you're wearing jorts,
If you're wearing
poop's staying in there. If you're wearing jean
or
short,
pants.
jean cutoffs, ooh, wow.
If you're wearing pants, it's chilling in your ankle. And you got to have an evacuation strategy. You got to evacuate that
Yeah, you
turd.
got to leave because it's the thing about
You're
this
gonna have
guy
to do
is
one of these.
yeah. Yeah, a little shit shake.
And then at that point, you've drawn attention to yourself, and the shirt pickup might not go as smoothly.
You need a story for why you're not wearing a shirt too.
Fuck that. You need a story for why you just pooped your pants.
Life comes at you pretty fast, man.
I'm just an IBS Olympian, dude.
So my story is this: I went to a. I've told it on the podcast before, but I went to every day. I walk Carl all the way down to Starbucks, and we get a drink, and then we walk all the way back. And sometimes we'll stop in a park, and I'll let Carl run free, like the dog that he is.
Right.
And this day we walk back. I got a coffee. And we're walking towards the park, and we see this dude that cleans up the park all the time. He's kind of like a community guy. He's just a real nice old man. And we talk to him, and he's a cool dude. And we go to the park. We just chatted up with him real quick, and then we run to the park. And Carl's running around, and I'm sipping my coffee, and all of a sudden, you just feel it. You feel the hand of God. Yeah, you feel the hand of God on your stomach. And I go, fuck, man, it's pandemic. There's nowhere I can go to take a shit. There's no businesses open. The Starbucks is open because it's a window. Mm-hmm. It's not like you can't go inside. It's just a window, so it's perfect. It's right down the street from my house. So I that's why I always go there and get the coffee. It's a perfect distance between my house. Mm-hmm. It gives Carl a good walk. So I go to this park. I feel like I'm gonna shit myself. And in that moment, I say this often. In life, there are times when you are confronted with a fork in the road, when you have to make a decision to go left or right, top or bottom, the road less traveled or the high road. Mm-hmm. And then there are times in your life when you are presented with an answer. And that is a blessing in disguise, a blessing in disguise, a blessing in this guise. Because you're just given the answer. And so my answer was, you got to throw all the coffee in your cup out, and you have to take a shit in this cup. There's no way there's no fucking way I'm getting back to the house.
In the park. There's
no way. Where else am I going to take a shit? So I turn around, and I notice that there's a camera in the park, and I go, okay. And I just pop right below the camera. Because if I've learned anything
directly underneath.
Yeah, shows like Prison Break, the news, etc. That's the only place the camera can't see. So I pop down to take a shit, and I throw a clear venti cup from Starbucks underneath my beehole, and like a buzzer beater in the most important game of the season, swish. Swish, dude. Didn't hit the rim, nothing but net, nothing but cup. Shit, a full-blown number 2 in the fucking cup. It looked like I ordered a mocha. And it was clean too. It was a fucking clean. Just like I opened the trap door.
Well, you're blessed. You're lucky it wasn't a mess, dude.
Dude, God bless this mess. I shit in the cup. I put the cap on the cup, throw it away. No one's the wiser.
Wow. You really got away with murder on that one.
Yeah, for real. I'm grateful for that.
Wow.
I will say I've never been back to the park. You don't know.
Oh my God. I have a great shit story that I can't tell. It's not mine. Someone very close to me.
I mean, you could tell it without naming names.
It's true.
I mean, unless you don't feel comfortable with it. If not, I could pitch to another shit video.
The nature of the story might give it away, but it was just I'm just gonna leave it at, it was a very uncomfortable 40-floor elevator ride for someone.
Oh fuck! Shit their pants.
I'm gonna leave it at that. Just before getting on.
Holy God!
And then with company in the elevator, shit in the pants, the whole 9 yards, 40 floors.
Did that person react kind of like similarly to this?
I was just standing there, and I was on register. My stomach started to hurt really bad, and I was like, it's okay, I just have to fart. And I just let it come out, because I thought it was a fart. And it was diarrhea. I shit my pants at work.
That's almost exactly how it happened. It's so accurate. Poor girl.
Yeah.
She seems like she's taking it really hard.
Oh yeah, she took that real soft real hard.
She took that soft one real hard.
Real quick, I got to stop down and I got to grab my charger. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back.